One thing I would like to ask is, me personally, I use program. If I'm writing a script, I use programs like CLText and stuff. And
Yeah.
was it hard learning the script format, or was it
Oh, it was
rewarding?
horrible. It was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. Um, so it was a lot of, asking questions in the forums, a lot of YouTube watching, a lot of just searching online. And then the best thing that I did, and it was, from the indie film, forum, somebody suggested just read somebody else's scripts, read a script that you have seen the movie to, that you know the movie by, kind of by heart, and you know what happens, and just read the original script and see how they write it and see how it turns into a movie. So ever since then, I mean, that was a couple of years back. Ever since then, I mean, not really plenty of books, yeah, but I also sit down and go online, the main websites at imsdb.com, and it is great. I mean, you have all the scripts for pretty much every movie out there. So it's really good to see how, again, professionals do it, and how they, even on the first script, even people that, they wrote the first script, and it turned into something major, even them, that they may have not known much about it or how to do it, but you can pick, you know, hints from him, and any kind of, formatting and everything else. Yeah, because at first it was horrible. I had no idea what I was doing. Um, no clue. Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
now I know, and now I know I can, as I continue, hopefully I can make it easier on the director to kind of see what's in my head, and hopefully they can, that person can take over and then add their own flavor to it, and hopefully make it, of course, better.
Yeah. So, what I find interesting is like how you had to learn all that, and then I remember you telling me that this was your first script
Yeah,
that you've
yeah,
ever wrote, and it's
yeah.
a real good one. Like, I think that it's for this to be your first script and for it to be so. But then again, it's one of those ones where you was refining, and I think the best thing was you actually thinking that you was going to when you said you thought you wanted to do it yourself. I think that was
Yeah.
probably the best thing to do. So I think with probably most of your scripts, I'd say um, write them and probably try and think how if you was going to unless you was going to write and try and give it to like Hollywood or something like that to see if they would
Yeah,
take
exactly. Yeah.
to get
Yeah,
what I'm
this was
saying.
my first one. This was the first one I ever wrote, and it has changed. Of course, it has, changed from the first one, so I kind of rewrote it, whatever. But it's the first script that I sat down and said to myself, I'm going to write a script for a movie. I have never thought about that before. Up to that point, I have only done just like short stories, or started, to write a story and just kind of stopped. Besides that, the only other thing that I could, kind of claim will be I self-published a poetry slash short essay book. So, so that was, I just did that on my own, just for myself. So this was the first time that again, I sat down and wrote an actual script. And, again, it was a lot of work. Not knowing, not knowing the craft, not knowing the artwork behind it. Um, and again, as you grow, as you go, and, you know, kind of rehash it, and rewrite it, because you change stuff, you change some scenes and all that, you get better. So, I think that I'm at a point now where, which, I mean, we're gonna redo it, since we have some more ideas. We want to work on it, and I think it's gonna be even better, where it flows better, where the scenes are better detailed, where if anybody was to read it, not just a director that knows what to look for, but anybody else can read it and also picture in their head. So
Yeah,
I believe it's only going to get better. So I think we're on definitely on the right track. So I'm
definitely, definitely.
liking where it's going.